Joining us at the table is award-winning journalist and storyteller Alle Pierce.
Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
Second-generation travel blogger. That is so cool. So did you just follow in your mom's footsteps?
So she is a travel advisor, and I kind of grew up watching her just jet off to these really cool places like Bhutan, India, all these incredible countries, and I was like, how do I do that?
Yes. How do I get people to pay me to do that?
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. And
How do you get people to pay you to do that?
Well, you know, there's a bunch of different ways. You plan their trips,
Yeah.
or you know, you work with companies or brands, that sort of thing. So it's been really fun.
It must be like picking kids, but
Oh my gosh.
I know this is probably a question you get all the time. Favorite place you've ever been? I'm sorry to put you on this.
No, it's okay. Can I give you three?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick. India, South Africa, and Greece.
All right.
Those are my top
I've
three.
always wanted to go to
on my
Greece.
bucket
Oh my
list.
God,
Yeah.
it's amazing. You just lay out and
so
you know,
pretty.
eat all the food.
Love it.
All right, so let's jump in. The coronavirus obviously has a lot of people, except for Amy, in a frenzy, especially travelers this spring break season. But have no fear. Of course, we got the unofficial coronavirus travel guide. Number one, check with your doctor.
Yes.
Know the risk that comes with traveling right now, as there's a chance you may end up somewhere that gets quarantined.
Yes.
Especially true if you're on a cruise, which I'm going on in June. Number three, know the policy. Just because you bought travel insurance doesn't mean you get your money back. Interesting. Number four, face reality. Coronavirus is here and changing things. For now, use your best judgment. All right, should we worry? Should we live life? What do you think about this list and the guidelines?
I think the list is good, and I think it's always good to, you know, be aware of the situation, be watching, you know, news programs like this. But personally, for me, at this point in time, unless I am going to Wuhan or some of those places in Italy, I'm not changing my travel plans. I'm literally leaving tomorrow on a flight to Palm Springs for a month. My mom and her business partner just left yesterday for the Caribbean, where they're going to be on a boat with a bunch of people. I know you have a cruise coming up. So I think it all comes down to like what your level of comfort is and whether or not when you're going to be on that trip, whether you feel like you're going to be worried or concerned every time someone coughs or sneezes.
I have one of my kids has food allergies, so whenever we get on the plane, I already sanitize everything anyway in case someone had peanuts before us. I kind of feel like that's all you really can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
hide, unless you hide.
You know,
Or wrap
we-
yourself in a bubble, right?
Right.
Bubble wrap.
Right.
Or get one of those, you know, dog collar things that go around your neck and just make sure that you stay protected.
Right.
The travel insurance thing is interesting
Yeah.
because I always feel like that would, you know, that would be covered, of course, if they canceled something or it was just so scary enough. But it's in the fine print, I imagine.
Literally, do you guys ever read the fine print?
Of anything, no.
I don't either.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
don't
people
either.
don't, yeah.
And you should, because the travel insurance, you know, people get that and they think, oh, I'm Gucci, like I'm
Right.
good, I can cancel. But you have to make sure that you would have gotten a cancel for any reason policy.
Okay.
Which, you know, my mom always uses the example, like if your dog had puppies, you could cancel your trip. So
Okay.
it's cancel for any reason.
Right.
But even with that, you need to make sure you've read the fine print to know there are cutoff days of when you would cancel, of when you would let someone know. So the devil is in the details,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
friends.
I did see that a number of airlines are letting people, or they're waiving the fees to change flights if you're going to some of the areas that are
Yeah.
dealing
Kind of
with
like
higher
a
infection.
snowstorm when it comes through now. They let you know ahead of time.
The cancel
okay.
and the change fees are being
Okay.
charged.
Yeah.
Some.
Absolutely.
But live your life, people, right?
Live your life,
Yeah.
right?
Chill
Do
out.
you?
I hope I get quarantined on my trip when I get stuck.
Oh, so you get stuck down
So I
in
get stuck
Mexico?
I was saying the same thing. Wouldn't it
We're
be
still-
nice to be there for a month?
We're still putting you to work. You're FaceTiming the whole show.
There
You
we
ain't
go.
going to get
I
another
will
day
do
off.
it from the pool
Yes.
with an umbrella drink in my hand.
All right, let's jump into
very
a new
nice.
topic here. So millennials need a lot of help, apparently. That's according to a new study showing how much they rely on Google for assistance for some basic tasks. A third of millennials look up basic DIY tasks because they don't feel confident in their own abilities.
Okay.
Now, here are some of the things they search for. Changing a light bulb.
Oh, come on now.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Hanging a
come on.
picture. That's, I don't know if you need to look that
Yeah.
up. Putting up wallpaper.
That's all right. I wouldn't know.
Maybe that. Okay,
I don't know how to do that. Tightening a wobbly kitchen door, okay. Or even fixing a loose screw. Okay, so what simple thing have you gone to Google for help with?
I went to Google when the disposal.
Oh, the
in
garbage
my-
disposal,
that
yeah.
thing. I put everything down there. I don't know. I don't know.
All
if
your
you're-
garbage, just get it
Yeah.
on
Sneeze.
there.
I
No,
did
I'm just
sneeze, but I
kidding.
held it in, so we're good.
I put a bunch of stuff down there. And it was when I was living in an apartment. I was like, I have no idea what to do with this. It was backed up, and I went to Google to call a plumber or whoever you call, you know, for those
Right.
emergencies.
I think a lot of people want to roll their eyes at this immediately.
Yeah.
I love the person
Excuse
who
me.
railed against coronavirus for the first 10 minutes of the show. No, you're fine. I think that, you know, people want to roll their eyes. Look, oh, these millennials, they can't figure out. The light bulb thing is
The
one
light
thing.
bulb, I mean.
The light
I have
bulb is
changed the
weird.
light bulb successfully, I will say that.
Right.
That's a weird thing to look up.
But what
Right.
a
But that was
great
the
up-
only weird thing on the list for me.
Yeah, but YouTube is such a great resource in Google for fixing little things around the house.
Screw though? I mean, can't
Yeah.
you just tighten it unless it's stripped? But then you have to actually drill a new one. So then, you know.
Wow.
What's
You sound
wrong
like an
with
expert.
looking it up? I guess you could
That's my
save
thing,
money
too.
at the end if you do it that way, and I say go for
And
it.
even if you already know how to do it, sometimes you can find new, better
Tips.
ways to do things and tips. You know, I know how to clean a fridge, but I wanted to look up what some better ways to clean a fridge would be for really bad odors. So I found some pretty cool strategies out there that my mom didn't teach me or I didn't know in general. It's more than just, you know, Arm & Hammer baking soda. You can do some more things as well to kind of freshen things up, like coffee beans and things like that. But I wouldn't know that if I didn't do a quick little Google search.
Yeah,
so.
throw away your leftovers, Brandon.
Yeah.
How long?
was
How
thinking
bad
that.
is your
Of course,
fridge?
you want to
Like
throw
down.
away some stuff.
Yeah,
okay?
throw some
I had
stuff
some
away.
spinach dip in there for way too.
Oh, since the Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah, got
Last
a life,
year,
got
yeah.
a life of its own. Yeah,
I
got
call it
pretty bad.
YouTube University. That's what I go to when I have problems.
One interesting thing is I think we Google and we try and do everything on our own. Planning a vacation, though, sometimes helps to have an expert on hand.
Yeah.
It certainly does. And, you know, the question I get all the time is like, are travel agents still a thing? And we very much are still a thing, you know, and it does help to take you to that more deeper level of a trip. You know, everyone could book something, you know, nationally on their own.
Sure. Yeah.
Kayak and all these different sites. But if you really want to have a really meaningful, deep trip into a foreign country that you might not have been to or know how to plan a trip to, then I would suggest that.